Hello, Z here, and this is day 1, week 1, snatches. I'm going to start with a warm-up, and with this warm-up, we're going to do 10 pass-throughs with a band. And I'm going to be showing the warm-up and some of these moves with some different options. This is intended to be a training video to learn more about weightlifting, and I'll put the notes where I got this program from. Next, we're going to do 10 push press. And so a push press is behind the neck with this. We're going to use a band. And the reason, and kind of, you can see here too, a push jerk is when you drop underneath. Push press is when you just press it up ahead. Most of what we're doing is in this snatch, and here's 10 jerk. So this is a snatch grip, which that means is the wide grip. You can see how I'm putting tension on the band to make sure that it's wide. You do it behind the neck so that you can have that alignment. Here you can see it with the barbell, okay? So first this is my first time using barbell in a little while, so I'm going to just do some rotations, just really trying to engage my body. And then putting the barbell behind my neck and doing a push press keeps that alignment. So you can see it's a little more challenging, but it's going to, without any weights, and this is also what the first move is going to be behind the neck. And I really like that because it forces me to drop under. So you can say actually that this is a wide grip push press or snatch. Here you can see I'm grabbing the band again. You could do the good morning with the barbell, but I'm going to show it with a band. If you are not comfortable yet to do the barbell, or if you don't have a barbell, the band I'm finding is a really good alternative and had really helped when I first went back into weightlifting after I broke my pinky and also with my knees. The band is pretty transformative at replicating those moves and those movements for your body. I'm calling these short deadlifts because it's really engaging your hamstring. You're not going all the way down. You're maintaining your shoulders are up. Your head is in a nice line. And these are just 10 short deadlifts. You're only going to your knees. Notice also I have that wide grip on my hands, putting tension on that band. Yeah, you should feel it in your hamstrings and in the back of your legs. Next, 10 good mornings with the barbell. And this to me is another really important kind of muscle group. So if you can see, I'm going from kind of my arms, my back of my legs. Here's the 10 short deadlifts with the barbell. So you can see kind of it's the same move, but just different kind of orientation of your body. The barbell, of course, this is 15 kilos, so it is heavier, but the band gets a similar kind of effect. So now is the cardio warm-up. So we're going to do 10 squat press. And we're going to do each of these 3 times, 3 sets with different weights. This is just to get your heart rate pumping, making sure those muscle groups and that your mind body is engaged. So that's 10 squat and press up ahead with the dumbbell. Here's 10 squat press with a plate. Just a different option. So you can see my head is going through the little window. That's really what this move is trying to emphasize, is that movement where you're squatting nice. You don't have to go super deep, making sure your knees are out so you can create a little bit of space for that plate and then that plate up ahead. And here is 10 banded wide grip squat press. If you wanted to do it just with one of these, 3 times with one of these weights or one of these options, that's also fine. The intent is to really make sure that you're getting a little bit of cardio, but also that you're also working those muscle groups, because this is going to be a snatch workout. So another warm-up, 10 backwards lunges with the dumbbell. I like to do the lunges because, as I said, I recently hurt my hip, the groin area. So making sure that I can put a little bit of pressure, or at least a little bit of isolation on these two different legs to also just to make sure that the other muscles in my leg are compensating and getting work done. Here's 10 forward lunges with the plate. I forgot how much I actually like doing workouts with plates as another kind of modification. I find that it provides it's a little bit more of a core workout when I use the plate. And the main thing is to keep, surprising your body, trying something different. Notice how one feels versus the other. So that's 10 forward lunges and then 10 banded lunges. With this one, I maintain the forward momentum, but you can switch up which way you want to go, either forward or back. And this one I tried doing a little push up ahead while I was doing the lunge. I found that was actually a little bit challenging. You'll notice too when you do the band, because we're doing a wide grip today, we're going to really try to focus on maintaining a little bit of tension on the band. Now here's 10 deadlifts. Again, we're using the 3 different weights, 3 different times. This one, kind of like that short deadlift again, just making sure that I'm dropping, my back is flat, that you can notice that my butt is going back and it's creating space for that dumbbell to come in between. Notice how close everything is to my body. That's really, really important. Here's 10 deadlifts with the plate. And this one I kind of like, you'll notice as I kind of get into it that I'm going to put the plate a little bit further in between my legs. And that's just to try to isolate where the work is actually coming from, and making sure that it's from the hamstrings and from the back of the glute versus, from the arms or from the back. Here's 10 banded deadlifts. Still, trying to figure out how best to explain what I want with these, just to make sure that modification with these banded, making sure that you have that wide grip, right? And really, you can see here that I'm trying to maintain the band is always touching my legs. It's almost like kissing it. So here's the weightlifting component, training part of the workout. You can either use a band, a dumbbell, or barbell, and I will make sure to have ideas or how to do it with each. So this is 3 behind the neck push jerk. So at 3 different weights. Here it is with the band. And with this, you are making sure that you're dropping underneath to maintain that form. Here's with the dumbbell modification. And with this, you're gonna you'll notice my feet jump out to create that space. My knees are going outwards. And I also am using my one hand to make sure I have that balance. 3 on each side for this. And if you would do this, you would just make sure that you have 3 different weights. It should be fairly challenging. And then make sure too that once you have it challenging, that you're putting emphasis on how to do it, how to bring that dumbbell to your shoulder, because it can be a little bit difficult. It's intended. Here you can see with the barbell behind the neck. So first I have to bring it above somehow. And here's push behind the neck. And the reason we do the part behind the neck for these barbells, these 3, is so that you can emphasize not so much the strength, but really just tipping under, right? And so by having it behind my neck, I'm not focused on pushing it as much as I am focused on dropping underneath. So I'm going to do this at 3 different weights, 3 times. The hardest part actually was for me to figure out once I got to a heavy weight, which I couldn't power snatch, which is just really bringing it up ahead. I had to clean it to my shoulders, but here you can see the 3 underneath. So making sure that you take your time, because it should be challenging. I think I did 25 kilos, 27 kilos, and 29. And going a little bit slower is important as well. Here's my last rep. Oh, I did 30 kilos, which I was pretty good. Making sure that it's kind of this motion of dip and then accelerate. So you can see a different angle, always behind the neck, pushing underneath. And that is the first part of the workout. Now it's 3 snatch pulls. So snatch basically means it's a wide grip, okay? And so this is a really good exercise training technique to practice a heavy snatch, okay? So with this, you're just pulling. So you can see here, I'm squatting, and then I am a little bit of a dip, and then I'm shrugging to bring it up ahead. And so this would be just kind of really focusing on that one part of this move. So here it is with the band. Here you can see I'm not putting enough tension, right? The idea is not for it to fly up ahead, but the idea is for it to float in front of you, and then you move around the barbell. So here I am really trying to focus on the dip, which is that first movement, and then getting that band shrug. So here you can see dip, and then a shrug, okay? Dip, up, explosive, and shrug. I'm going through it a little bit in my head and also trying to figure out how to show it to you. The one thing is you want to maintain a really tight tension on the band, and that's going to engage your back if it's nice and tight on you. Then here's some more snatch pull with the barbell. You could probably do a similar thing with a dumbbell if you just held it down. I didn't show, held it down in front of you. Again, this is really a technique, and making sure that the way that your body feels. For me, weightlifting has been really transformative. It's something that my body likes, but being able to do this Olympic weightlifting, this style, after having years of CrossFit, has really allowed me to hone in, and creating these videos has really allowed me to get better at all of these movements. So my feet in this image is not always doing what it's supposed to be doing. Just too much pressure to kind of put on my toes. And if that happens, then the rest of my body's going to be falling forward. So this is the main kind of part of the workout: 3 snatches and 3 overhead squats. First, to kind of go through the overhead squats with a band, you want to have a wide grip, okay? And you are putting tension, and you are squatting, okay? You're dipping underneath. And this I like with the band because it's really focusing on maintaining the tension through the barbell, through the band. With a dumbbell, you can do 3 push press, again, 3 different weights increasing, and then 3 overhead squats. You can tell this is really challenging move, right? Some of the modifications you can do is maybe back up against a wall as you're doing overhead squats, maybe not maintaining it at such a straight height. You can also hold on to something as you go down, but this is a really important and full body move to do an overhead squat. Here's from a different angle with the dumbbell. So I would shrug it to my shoulder, then 3 push jerks. You can see I'm kind of dipping. The difference is that would be a push jerk when I dip under. Here are the overhead squats. You can see how challenging it is. But maintaining, making sure my knees are going out, I'm creating that space for me to go in between my legs. And that is really the idea. So here on the other side, I'm going to shrug to get that dumbbell up ahead. 3 push jerks. A push jerk is when you land underneath versus push press is where you just push it up ahead. And here are my 3 overhead squats. Yes, you can see I have to really maintain tension on my legs as they go out. Checking my feet right now as I look over it as well. So here it is with the barbell: 3 power snatches and 3 overhead squats. These were really challenging for me. I started at 25 kilos, which wasn't too heavy. I just wasn't right in the form. So you can see right there that I wasn't jumping. I'm trying to use just the grace of God, I guess, because it was a lighter weight maybe. But you can see that I slowly kind of lose my form and momentum. Here is the 3 overhead squats. These looked okay, but making sure that I'm even and balanced is also one of the goals. Here's a different angle. This is the next rep. This one I'm at 27. And this, I can immediately feel something's off. My weights for my barbell were not all the way in. This is a good check, good reminder. And then the other thing that I ran into was really far in my toes, not sitting back enough in my heels. I should not be landing like that on my toes, which means that from the beginning, I'm not doing anything wrong. And when you do weightlifting, you're trying to see, okay, which part am I totally losing the plot? That one is, I'm not sure where I think I'm taking the barbell, but I think learning from your errors is just as important as learning from your successes. The overhead squats felt pretty good. You can see I'm still going up on my toes, and that's causing a lot of problems. When I put all of that pressure on my toes, it's going to make me fall over. Here's another angle. Okay, this one was a messed up one. You can't see. I really want to focus on how bad my feet are so you can see the position. Right? One, I'm going too fast. I should have waited so that I could put more tension in the back of my legs, right? So that's why I'm constantly trying to regain and constantly falling forward, is because I'm not putting enough power. I'm not driving from my heels. I'm driving from my toes. And this is another angle. This one I felt a little bit better with. I kind of am starting from the beginning a little bit more tight, taking a moment, resting at the middle, at the hips versus at the bottom. That's a big cue that helps make sure that your position is aligned from the beginning. 3 overhead squats. These look better, but they're there's still room for improvement. I did get up to, that was 27 kilos. Thank you.